There we go. Hello. Welcome to our team call. It's fire and grit because we have team fire and then we have guts and grace. And we all need a little firing up and a little more grit for the week ahead. It is so good to see you guys. We have something planned for you that we are excited about because as you have seen, we have new things happening. I know for Guts and Grace, like rank chats are pretty new. So I've gotten a lot of questions this week, like, what's the point of these? What are we doing here? Is there daily work? Like we want to know the heart behind it. And we love that. So we're excited to talk about that. But first, we're going to start out with a business testimonial. And I am so excited to have her here. You guys, this is Lindsay Prey. She is actually Liz Crowell's level 1. She has 4 precious little children. She has a big move happening here from Wisconsin to South Carolina, correct, Lindsay? Yes, and that's happening in June 21st. And of course, I'm the crazy upline. She's my level, I don't know. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4, 3, whatever. So who cares? She's in my downline, but I was like, can you come to convention? You should come to convention. And she's like, I'm moving on the 21st, but I'll talk to my husband. And I'm like, yes, that's awesome. You guys, she went Fast Start Senior Silver. She joined at the end of March and then Fast Start Senior Silver in 1 month. And I think that that is fabulous. And you guys, she's still posting and she's hanging out and she's in our Digging for Gold chat. So Lindsay, would you go ahead and share? And then after, it'll be Brenda and I talking about our book club here that we have coming up with Built to Last. Grab those books and we're talking about chats. And then we'll have Liz Crowl at the end talk a little about something, okay? Thank you, Lindsay. You want to go ahead and unmute yourself? Thank you for being here.
Hi. So I actually have been like sleeping on Plexus since 2018. So I started way back then in November, took the products, had some interest in doing the business, but like it never came to fruition. And we also moved in 2020. And then Liz and I share a mutual friend, and we had met when I was living in my previous location in Ashland. And I follow Liz on Instagram, and I just kept seeing her post, and it's like I was still like Plexus never went out of my head in terms of like the product. I love the product, but I just went to Liz and I'm like, hey, I want to learn from you. I knew going to Liz, I wanted this to be a business. I wanted to make this a business opportunity. So going to her, it was like, hey, first of all, I have some issues going on with my skin. Can you help me? Second of all, I want to do this thing. Can you help me? And Liz was just so great. I wrote down little notes so I don't get sidetracked. Um, but she just knew that I wanted to grow a business, and she just continually like dropped little nuggets for me of like, here you go, like gently leading me. And I am a very goal-driven person. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can, okay, like reaching for them. And so I just really appreciated that. And it's like, I know that she has so many people under her, but she made me feel like I was the only one. It's like I know she's busy. I know she has stuff going on, but she was there to support me and help me. And I just really appreciated that. Um, so yeah, one of the reasons I want to do this as a business is my husband and I have goals as a family. I'm fortunate to stay at home. And I homeschool well, just 2 kids are in school right now, but I homeschool and I have 4 kids. But I'd love to like partially retire my husband. And he has that goal too of like, I would love to just work part-time and be home while the kids are still young. The community. I love community is something so important to me. And I just find so much value in it and helping people. And like, this is the perfect blend of both worlds, I feel like. And when Bridget posted like no reset codes left behind, and people were just giving their codes, and it's like we're on 2 different teams here, but like people just freely gave. And I've been a part of an MLM before, and like people were very secretive and like, I'm not going to help you if it's not going to directly help me. And so that was something to me too, where I was like, oh my gosh, like this really is different. Um, and also I found just like when you shift your mindset and take the focus off of yourself and all the opportunities for me and think of others and how you can help them, whether it's their health journey or financial freedom, like the opportunities that Plexus has to give are really endless. And that's something I'm learning. Long-term goals, I'd love to be coaching and leading and mentoring a team like on the reg. I love people. I love doing things with people. I moved here. I've only been here a few years. I started a MOPS group. I started this, I started that. Like, come, let's all be together in community and do things and learn and share and not like keep things secret. So yeah, May goals. I'm having some trouble with some business builders. So that's on my goal of like, let's get some business builders. And I just think of like, I started about 5.5 years ago. And like I said, kind of slept on it, but I'm not going to focus on where I could be had I started 5.5 years ago. I'm going to focus on where I can go from here. So that's me. Thank you.
That's her. You're
Anything
welcome.
else?
That was so, so good. Liz, do you have any questions for her? Anything else you want her to share? That was just so good, Lindsay. Very, very encouraging to us. Literally, that we probably have people in our back office that have some of the same giftings as Lindsay, and potentially it's just, it hasn't been the right time for them yet to start a business.
Lindsay, there was a question that, first of all, thank you. You are so kind, and you just encouraged me very deeply because I didn't feel like I was doing a lot. And so one of the questions was, and I was asked, I was like, oh, what do you feel like I did to like drip on you that led you to the next step and the next step?
Yeah, just like here's the April challenge, for instance. So my daughter, this is still my old iWatch. She dropped it and busted it. My screen is totally cracked. And I was like, ooh, I can get a new one. And so just like sending that, like I said, I'm a very goal-driven person and like, oh, I can get this and like I can do it. And last month, or that was March, I guess. And then last month, like April just flew by for me. We're selling our house, all the things. And then it was like oh, but you can still get this. Like, here it is. And I got 6 people in 2 days. The end of the month, it was like, boom, done, like getting it. And she was just like, you only have this many more. Like, go, go. And I don't understand like all the points things yet, but just like that encouragement of you can, and here's how, and try this, or I'll help you with this, and like throw it in. So just your willingness to help and encourage. And then for me, like just those nuggets of like, here's this goal. Can you get it? And then also like with the people that I've been bringing on, you've been so, I mean, I know we're moms and we're busy, but you've been so available to help me of like figuring out what's a good regimen for someone. So I think did that answer it? I can ramble.
I thought that was amazing.
You totally answered that. And it's interesting because I have been very inspired by you as I've been watching your confidence as we're in like these three-way messenger chat, or you're sending me screenshots of your conversations with people. And I'm like, whoa, I mean, you are just like, girlfriend, you need to try X, Y, and Z. This is going to help you. Let's connect with my friend Liz. She's going to help fine tune recommendations for you. And I'm like, oh, I can carry myself in the same way. So you have really, really inspired me, and I'm so grateful. You've done an amazing job. I can't wait to see you.
Could I just jump in here and say how amazing that is too, Lindsay? So inspiring. I have another friend on here tonight, Jamie. She's out taking her faithful daily walk. She has a similar story, y'all. So let's cheer on Jamie and Lindsay. Jamie's been taking the products for years, and she jumped onto the business, and she is between silver and gold. So it is super exciting to have you guys with us.
Fabulous. Hi, Jamie. I had to walk today too. Hey, so I want to know too, you guys are both, right? Jamie, I'm assuming you're in the digging for gold chat as well. Yes. This is where you want to be. If ranking up is important to you, moving that needle and in the future, helping your people move their needle to where you are, you've got to be in these chats. Just a little like, oh, the plug is coming next. I'm getting ahead of myself. Lindsay, thank you so much for jumping in and sharing all of that so comfortably. Goodness gracious. I had messaged her a couple days ago and she's like, hold on, let me go ask my husband. And then she came like right back. She's like, yep, my hubby has got the kids. I'm like, what a great hubby too. So this sounds like a precious upline, downline relationship, number one. And to have the support of your husband is just fantastic. Love to hear about your giftings and your passions too. You guys, let's all look at Lindsay and say, Lord, do you have a Lindsay for me? Where is she? You guys, they're out there. They're out there, these goal-driven women who love community, who want to help others, who want to bring in extra income, okay? If you don't have hope for that right now, borrow some of mine. I know your builders are out there, okay? Keep showing up. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Okay, Brenda, do you want to pop on and tell us where this chat thing was born and all the things?
Yes. So we know how our compensation plan works, right? It's all about ranking. And we know we all have a rank goal, that next rank. And that's the basic foundation of our business. So why are we not focusing, honing in more on that? I think in a sense we are, but maybe more in a general way. But what we want to do with this is focus, like give you all a chance to be in the chat that fits your range of where you're working towards for a rank. And that's where we will focus that kind of information, encouragement, leadership development, whatever it might be to fit your stage. So for example, the things that are going to be posted in the Going for Silver chat is going to be totally different than in our 100, like our gold to ruby chat. And so keep in mind, if you hear things that another chat is doing, don't feel like you're missing out. Why am I echoing or something's going on here? I muted somebody that was unmuted. Think of it this way. We have set up these chats by points, not by rank, more or less. I mean, yes, you're going for ranks, but that simply means points. So we put you guys in these groups of by points, because that's really what the focus is about. And that's like the defining cutoff of our chats. Okay. So from those who are still going silver, that's a super fun chat. We have some new people working for silver. We're posting, the basics for them, just like you guys started out with going silver. And then the one, silver to gold, those who are going for gold, we're going to get tons of them to gold so they can jump in the 100 plus chat. The 100 plus chat is where you're going to be learning a lot more about developing your leadership to bring on business builders and get their wings growing and send them off, because that is the long-term focus we have for you. Anyone here who is, senior Ruby probably and up, you're like, yes, it's all about business builders. It's all about bringing up people to do this with me. And that the Star Diamond program is a perfect example of that. The strength of your business is the strength of your business builders. So if you're senior Ruby, you know that took Emerald takes 5 rubies under you. Yourself Ruby and 2 more rubies. I mean, that's just the way to look at, that's like a 3-star emerald is to have 3 rubies. And there's, we can break that down a bit more, ruby, you need a certain amount of golds, etc. So that's how you think of this. So all that to say, that's our focus. That's our long-term vision. The practical, the daily is basically where, like I said, we're posting in your chat the types of things that we feel are best for you at your stage. BK mentioned a book study that's going to be in our gold and up chat. Not that you guys that aren't gold yet can't benefit from it. You can get the book, read it, but we're just keeping some of these things kind of exclusive and elite. So you can move on to that next. For example, when I was starting out, I had heard that my upline had a special call and training on a weekly basis, I think, for senior gold and up. I couldn't wait to be senior gold for that. Like that was one of the biggest incentives for me to go senior gold. So that's why we're also setting it up that way. So keep in mind also that we want all of you to focus on daily IPA. We're really going to be teaching I think it's in our Golden Up chat. Yes. To do things on a weekly basis also, because we know some days can just fall flat and you don't get anything done. So it's okay. Give yourself grace. You have the whole week to catch up. A lot of things are measurable by week versus day. As you move on your business, you can establish that more. But people have asked about daily check-ins. No, we are not doing daily check-ins, at least not at this point in any of the chats. But we are asking you, those of you who we have given specific tasks or sheets, to have that turned in by Saturday or Sunday night. I'm sorry, we decided Sunday night because I know some of us use the weekend to kind of finish some things up before our week starts. And so by Sunday night will be that kind of turn in point. But outside of that, we're not holding your feet to the fire. You are in the chat to reach your next point goal, rank goal, and we're trusting you to take the initiative to soak it up, do the things, and learn and move on. Okay, I hope that was clear enough. Do you have anything else to add, BK?
That was perfect. I want to make sure that you all know this is not to add more chats into your life to make your life more complicated. It is to do the exact opposite. And of course, with anything new, when you have a couple people in chats, right? And you're looking in Messenger, you're like, oh my goodness, new chats. What do I do with these? You guys at first, yes, give your brain a few days to start processing what is happening here. What is happening here is that you 100 plus people, 100 to 500 points. We are so excited that when you open up Messenger, you're going to see 100 plus points rising to Ruby. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, my points. Oh yeah, my business. Oh yeah, my next goal. Oh yeah, stop scrolling, stop, the sideline overly chit chat zone and go to your rank up workbook. Go to your rank up workbook. Open that baby up and start. We really do want you to start checking in on yourself on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. That is part of you 100 and up. When you've hit gold and you are in these chats, you have decided, I want to be a leader. I want to help others do what I just accomplished by getting to gold or above. Okay. So I want to make sure that you know that too. If you have not yet really gone through your downline and made sure that people know about these chats, make sure you go and do that. It's not too late to add people. We want you to know who is in these chats that are in your downline, because it's not going to be Brenda and I, right? Like Brenda, we're not like, we're leading your team now. Oh no, it's just the opposite. No, we're going to be teaching you guys in each of your chats how to lead your downline in these chats.
And I'm glad you brought that up about that this is not adding more. We're trying to get focused in. So rather than, this is a time for you to kind of set aside some of the other noise or the other things that just kind of like come at you a lot and just focus on what we are offering here. If you're feeling that you are maybe overwhelmed, I hate that word, but you know what I mean? Like, where do I turn? Where do I start? Just know that you can always come here and find something that's very specific to you.
I love that. I love that. Brenda, do you still have that IPA chat going on that gives ideas for daily?
It's called the Rally Chat. And
Mhm.
yes, that is where we post daily, something to post, something to learn, something to pop in stories, that type of thing.
Okay.
Resource only, no chatting in there.
Yeah. No chit chat. Okay. So if anybody wants to be added to that too, go to your team chat and we will say something about the rally chat and we will add you. Does anybody have any questions? I want to check the chat real quick before we move on to book club and then end with Miss Liz here. Yay, the rally chat is awesome. Took all the notes. Any questions? And of course, you can always come to us directly or post in your team chats. We're excited about this. So thank you for jumping in on this. We also want you to know this is new for us, for Brenda and I. So we're like, what do we want this to look like? It is kind of a day by day thing right now. We just decided which days we're taking. We have boards up and running with fun things ahead for you. So we want you to know we want to work smarter, not harder. Because you know what? We want for you to get to our stage, to get to gold and, ruby and senior gold and emerald and be working alongside of one another still and be working smarter, not harder. Okay. Little thing about this Built to Last book, I have to make mention of. You guys, Keith Callahan, I've been watching some of his like old school YouTube videos, like while I'm on my treadmill for a little bit. Unbelievable. How to mentor and develop leaders, you guys. Already, chapter 10, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so humbling for me. I'm like, okay, you better get on this, BK. You guys, we are all learning together, and then we're going to put this stuff in action together. You can read 2 chapters a week. 2 chapters a week. For some of you are going to be like, oh my goodness, I haven't read that much since I was in junior high. That's okay. Get the audiobook. I heard that it's free if you get Audible for the first time. Actually, think I saw it on YouTube as well. You can get the free PDF to start reading before your book comes from Amazon. That's another little plug there. And we're just excited. We know that daily, if your nose is in some personal growth and you are just packing it in, focusing on leadership development and your own showing up, you are just going to get more and more confident and you are going to draw the leaders that you want to draw. I have to share something really quick. Early on in my business, what I noticed is I drew a lot of followers. A lot of people that were like, I'm following you. And very much like, I want the products, but not the type that would necessarily jump in with the business right away. Can I just tell you, as I've grown and changed, I am now drawing people like, I don't know how to say this and like without putting people down, like quality people with like heightened character, heightened work ethic, just heightened self-awareness and even emotional maturity. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I know it's because I have so dramatically changed. So be gracious with yourself, be gentle with yourself, keep learning, and you're going to do so well. Okay, Liz, are you going to share a little bit for our end? You guys, she is actually coming on our call too, not next week, but the week after, to share about health professionals and how we can show up with boldness and draw in our health professional friends. So you're going to want to also tune into that Fire and Grit call, but she has a little something here for us.
Okay, really quickly. So actually, I had a realization while we were talking, and I've had a struggle my whole time. Well, I'm like, no longer. I'm not going to struggle about this, but now that I'm aware of this, like, oh, that's interesting. So as a PA in my particular clinic, I worked in integrative medicine. People flocked to me, and honestly, I was idolized. And it's a very weird place to be, but I realized my word was just never questioned. And then I came to Plexus, and it's like the ground is leveled. And whereas I think being a physician assistant can carry some additional, like people are like, oh, she really understands things, or, wanting to have that Western medicine stamp of approval on things. But I have had to learn and grow and work to develop all the same skills that everybody needs to succeed in this. You don't need to have a medical degree. You don't need to understand all the details. You need, Brittany Howard always says, it is a set of skills that anybody can learn if you are willing to learn and to practice them. So I just wanted to reiterate that. So BK and I were talking about this today, and I was telling her, when I think back about when I started, because I'm BK's level 3, she taprooted me. I was taprooted. I do not know that I would have stuck around if BK had not taprooted me. And what that looked like was that she just showed up in my messenger and I had voicemails from her and she just got to know me and she would pray over my family. And my husband's like, who is this praying over us? And I'm like, this Bridget, I don't know. And so I, through that, learned to connect with my upline. And as I have walked through, I'm over 5 years in, and it hasn't been a cakewalk. And I've had big periods of growth, and then, like many people, it kind of slows down, and then you have to work a little bit differently. And I've had to realize, go back, what did Bridget do with me? I can do that. I can learn to start connecting with my downline and learn to love people. And I think, many of us, we know that people desire to be known, and that's what we desire. And so getting to know people, not for the sake of, oh, are they going to make us more money? Or are they going to share? But because people need to be known, and it's what we're made to do. How powerful that is. And I think the other thing too is when we taproot, we are providing third-party validation, and we all need that. I still need it, even though I'm so sold on these products. I was telling Bridget, I was like, I had a realization that I need to layer people more with things that will build their belief. I'm so sold on the products, I don't think to layer people. But not everybody is where I am. And so having like, oh, that's a weakness of mine, I can strengthen that. I need to get in the consistency of layering people. And that's not a hard thing. That's a habit thing. And so it made me think about too, like with the third-party validation, I don't know if you guys know about the unicorn post that went around several years ago. It still kind of pops up here and there, but when I first posted that, I was sweating. And what I realized through that, I mean, I got like 30 people commenting within the first 20 minutes. What I learned from that is that we have to learn to be multilingual, not just bilingual. We have to learn to speak the language of other people. We tend to attract people just like us. If we doubt things, if we're suspicious of the comp plan, guess what? We're going to attract people who are suspicious of the comp plan. And so if we learn to speak confidently, if we learn to have a different posture, even if we're like, hey, I mean, I'm going to copy what Emily Gibson said in her video. And then, oh my goodness, it worked. Well, it's a posture and a confidence thing. And that speaks to somebody else. There's another diamond, Jessica Heffley, and she said that she wasn't attracted by the product. She was attracted by a post somebody put up about the comp plan, which was basically like, thank you, Plexus, for paying for my groceries and my Lexus. And she literally got online to see how much a Lexus cost and was like, I'm going to look into this. So learning to speak the language of other people means that, I mean, you might speak the language of somebody in your downline. So when you taproot and you're getting to know somebody, they might be hearing afresh from you what they couldn't receive from their sponsor. And so that is a way to like pour belief into them and to raise them up. And the other thing that I want to say with the whole taprooting thing, which I am guilty of, I am way guilty of this. So please do not think that I have this all together, because seriously, if Bridget hadn't held my hand over the last 5 years, I would not be here talking to you. But do not assume that somebody is taprooting. Don't assume that your level 2 is guiding your level 3 in the way that he or she needs it. Be reaching out, be talking to them, be starting the conversations. And I am learning to do this right along with you. And I'm done.
That was so good. Really, really good reminders. Yeah, none of us do this perfectly. That's what is such a blessing about being better together. And really, it is about humbling ourselves in this industry and linking up with one another so that we can shine bright in our strengths. You guys, something I want to leave us with, and Brenda, let me know too if you have anything to add on. We have like 1 minute here. I'm very proud of us. Go girls. It's a joint effort here. And actually it was from Keith Callahan in one of his super old trainings, but he was just like, there is a point in time when we go from wanting to be inspired and being inspired and like always consuming and like waiting for our upline to do blah, 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 or, like waiting for that perfect video to like motivate us, or going to the chats or whatever, like consuming, to deciding I am going to be inspiring now. Like, have you decided I want to inspire people? You guys have the power to inspire people. So as you're being inspired by those sidelines that you're like, I wish I could be a lot more like her. I wish I could like have earned the walking pad in 2 days, like Lindsay did, or whatever, or the Apple Watch. You guys, let that inspire you. And then you go out and you decide to be an inspiration in your strengths, and let us know how we can help with that. Okay. By the way, we can't wait to hug you and squeeze you so tight, right, Brenda? At convention, we're getting really
Yes.
excited.
Yes. So excited. I just made some more plans today that I'm like, yes. But I wanted to just say one quick thing that stood out to me with Liz sharing, and that is how she was sweating when she made that post. And it just reminded me, you guys, some of the best things came from my business when I did something super, super scared. So I want to leave that with you. Do those scared things, push past those fears, because it's legit. We do have fear of people and fear of doing something that's abnormal and that sounds weird to someone else. But do it, because they won't know if you don't share.
Amen. We'll leave it at that. Boom. Thanks, friends. Have a really great night. Can't wait to see you all at convention.
Thanks for being on.
Good night.